And now for the Q&A.
Here is a question for you from Drew. Drew from Australia.
Hi, Drew from Australia.
Drew says, big fan of the show, only started listening this year and I'm working through the back catalog. I started on my own journey 2 months ago at 190 kilos, and then he puts in parentheses 418 pounds. He says, I've dropped some 52 pounds so far. The first 6 weeks was purely dietary changes, a somewhat version of keto, but 100% sugar, processed carbs elimination, which allows me to eat a lot of green vegetables every day. Then at the 6-week mark, I started lifting weights, and I will continue to build on this. I know you have mentioned you got into cycling on the show, and I'd like to add cycling into my own regimen, as running isn't really an option for me due to a damaged knee. He says, I don't want to risk re-injury. My question is, at what weight do you think it's a good point to begin cycling? And do you have any recommendations for bikes for heavy guys?
Well, I think like adding some cardio to your exercise is a good idea at any point. And I can't run either. I have terrible knees and terrible feet and some arthritis in my hip. And so like running's out of the question for me, but riding a bicycle was pretty like didn't cause me pain and wasn't damaging any part of my body. It's pretty low resistance or low impact. Sorry, not resistance. There can be a lot of resistance, but it's low impact. The weight at which you start, excuse me. I don't know, like whenever you can do it, you start and you do what you can do and you build from there. Bikes, you know, I'm trying to do the math. He was 418 pounds and now he's like 370.
Lost 52.
365.
So yeah, lost 52. Yeah, 365 is about right.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, there's no reason he couldn't ride a bike. I would think that some of the super high-end carbon ultralight racing bikes might not support 365 pounds. But Jameis makes a steel frame bike that probably could. I'm not totally sure on what it would be. I will say that like when I first started riding bicycles, I rode just a big heavy beach cruiser and that was perfectly fine for my weight. And then as I lost weight, I got smaller and lighter bikes. And so there's probably a mountain bike or a beach cruiser type bike or something where you can just get on and start pedaling. Certainly a stationary bike should be able to withstand 365 pounds. I mean, for sure, like an Airdyne, that's a bike with upper body movement also. So I think that like whenever you can do it, you can start doing it. That's really my answer. And there will be bikes out there, you know, it might not be what they're riding in the Tour de France, but those dudes are tiny. Like I think I remember reading once there was only one dude who ever rode that race who was 200 pounds. And he was like, you know, an elite cardio fiend at 200 pounds.
Right. So yeah, that's a different story. Well, that's great. Yeah. I love that answer, by the way, what, you know, when you can, because that can apply to almost anything. I just know from personal experience, when you start exercising or you get a routine in the gym and then you look at other people and you're like, I want to do that. I want to do that. And it's like, well, when, you know, you do it when you can.
Yeah. And you don't have to kill yourself on the bike. Just go for a bike ride. And you know, if you want to treat it as a leisure activity, at first and then start pushing yourself, just see what you can do. But like I would be willing to bet that at 365 pounds, if he's exercising regularly, he could go on a bike ride.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for that. And thank you, Drew. Good luck to you in that. If anyone else has a question for Ethan, you can email it to us at hello@americanglutton.net.